Hey. Today we're going to convert our recipe for tuna melts to graphic format. And here I'm going to open up the assignment and you'll see that I've given you a PDF. PDF stands for printable downloadable file. So let's just take a look at that. Okay, and I like to split my screen in two. So we have our recipe on the left, and then on the right we have our document that we're going to turn in. Okay, so first thing we're going to do is get this monkey out of the way. Get out of the way there, monkey. All right. Make this a little bit bigger. Okay. We're going to make a table. So when we make a table, we want to know how big it is to make it. Now, if you don't make it the exact right size to begin with, it's not a problem. It can be easily fixed, but it's good to start someplace. So remember, the rule for table size is we need one row for each item in the ingredients, plus one for the title, plus one for any pre-steps. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 ingredients, plus one for the title. And we have 4 steps. So we're going to go up here to Insert. Where to go? Table. And we're going to go down 11. Four wide. Okay. So our top row is where the title goes. So I'm going to go ahead and merge those. Format table, merge cells, and there's our title. Highlight it, Control C, Control V. All right, now I'm going to put our ingredients here on the left. 2 small cans of tuna, Control C, Control V. I was afraid this was going to happen, but let's see if we can fix it. No, we can't. So I am going to, because I don't like all that space there, I am going to Control Z. All right, I'm going to go ahead and type in that first ingredient because as you can see here, it's got a whole lot of space above it, and I don't like that. You can use white tuna or light tuna, it doesn't matter. 2 hard-boiled eggs, Control C, Control V, there we go. 3 capital T is tablespoons because a tablespoon is bigger than a teaspoon, just like a table is bigger than a cup of tea. Control C, or you could say tablespoon bigger than a teaspoon. So bigger spoon, bigger letter. 6 to 8 tablespoons of mayonnaise. You can use Miracle Whip too if you want. Control C for horseradish. It comes in a can or jar, excuse me. half a teaspoon of mustard. Oops, what did I just do? Control C. And Mr. Mac doesn't do everything right the first time. Always 2. Actually rehearse this. I'm still making mistakes. Control C. Control V. Now, this here says optional. That means when you make the recipe, if you don't want to put in relish, you don't have to. It doesn't mean leave it out of the recipe. You can't say, oh, I don't like relish, so I'm not even going to put it in the recipe. No, it'll get sent back to you as an incomplete recipe. You write the recipe as it sits, and then optional, you decide when you're going to make it. That's when you make the option, not when you copy down the recipe. All right, so, oops. I'm going to type this one out too, otherwise we'll have that huge space in there. Slices of bread. This line right here means per. Slices of bread per person, because this recipe is for a whole class, 6 students, to make tuna melts. And Control C. All right, there's our ingredients. Easy peasy. Okay. Now, this is designed to use in the classroom, so I had the jobs broken up for 3 different cooks. But you don't have to worry about that, but just know that it's there. All right, so step 1 says put egg in boiling water. We'll see. Egg in boiling water and cook for 15 minutes. When done, quickly plunge into ice water. Let sit for a few minutes before peeling. Peel and dice. Give to cook number 3. I'm going to give you permission to cut out that give to cook number 3. Because like I said, it doesn't have to be for 3 different cooks. All right. Now this next step is optional. When I say optional, it's up to you. Okay. A lot of times in recipes, it'll give you an ingredient with sort of a hidden direction in it. Like this is 3 tablespoons of minced celery. How does that celery get minced? Do you go to the store and buy minced celery? Mostly not. You got to mince it. Same is true with the green onions. You don't buy green onions that are already sliced. So you could say right here, mince. And you could say here, slice. If you do, you can delete this. Or you can leave it the way it was. Either one of those is fine. All right. Anyway, so our step 1 here is done. Now let's look at step 2. Rinse off top of can, open and drain tuna. Mix first aid ingredients. Well, that's kind of like 2 steps there. So we'll go 1, rinse off the top of the can, open and drain tuna. I'll control and copy that. That obviously goes here. Why does it go there? This is it says rinse off top of can. What's the can contain? Tuna. It actually should say cans. Open and drain tuna. This right here, do we need the word tuna? No. Why? Because tuna's right there. Why are we going to write tuna here and tuna there? This direction goes with this ingredient. So, same is true here. We don't need to relist the eggs. We're going to put them in boiling water and cook for 15 minutes. When done, plunge into ice water. Okay, and then peel and dice with the egg. You could add an extra step there or not. All right, now our next step is mixed first 8 ingredients. So we're going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Format, table, merge cells. Those are 8 ingredients. And we're going to mix. Control copy, Control V. All right. Actually, I'm going to drag this and move it over. Oops. For some reason, because we copied from this PDF, it's putting a bunch of space in here. I don't really like it, but oh well. It's not incorrect. All right. But what is correct is we don't need to list the first 8 ingredients. Just like we're not saying mix tuna, egg, celery, onions, mayonnaise, horseradish, mustard, sweet relish. We don't need the words first 8 ingredients because the box tells us. See how this goes from here to here? So we're going to just say mix. Oops. Mix. Boom. All the space we saved there. Oops. All right. Now our next step says cover baking sheet with foil. That's actually a pre-step. It's not a problem. We're going to go back here, and underneath the title, we're going to insert another row. So if we go to Format, Table, Insert Row Below, that's awful big. I don't really like that. So I'm going to back it up. I'm going to go here. I'm going to go Format, Table, Insert Row Above. Because this is a supersize row, and when you insert a row below, it makes it the same. By going down here, inserting a row above, these are regular size rows because it's a regular size font, and it makes this a regular size row. Now I'm going to merge those together, Format, Table, Merge Cells, go down here and get our pre-step. Now, I know you're thinking, well, how did you know that was a pre-step? Well, whenever you prepare your cooking, your pan or anything like that, that's a pre-step. And you could, this doesn't have to be a pre-step, but that's just the way that I found it works pretty good. You could have actually done it down here somewhere, but because it doesn't involve any ingredients, I consider it a pre-step. I guess that's the bottom line. It's something you do before ingredients are even used. All right, so we're going to copy this, put it in here. All right. Our next step is to place bread on baking sheet. Control C. That direction goes next to the bread. And do we need the word bread? No, because we got bread right here. Bread on baking sheet. Then we're going to divide cheese evenly over all the bread slices. Control C. Now this direction involves cheese and bread, so it's going to go next to cheese or bread and cheese. So we got to merge those together. And copy our direction there. Divide cheese equally over all the bread slices. Now, you're probably wondering why I'm going to leave the words cheese and bread in there. Because there's only two ingredients. If I just said divide evenly, it would not be very clear what we're dividing. Are we dividing bread? We're dividing cheese. So in this particular instance, this is a rare occasion where you're going to go ahead and put your ingredients there just to eliminate any ambiguity. Okay, but normally, if we're going to add something or mix something, we're not going to list again what we've just listed here. But to specify what it is being divided, and since there's only two ingredients, there's no L shape or anything like that, we're going to put that there. All right, so now we're going to put this under the broiler until melted. Control C. And I'm going to merge these two together. Format, table, merge cells, and put that in there. Okay, so our tuna salad is here waiting for our bread to broil. Now notice I've run out of columns right here. We need another column to know what to do next. We are not done. So it's not a problem. Just go to Format, Table, Insert Column, Right. And that gives us another column. Okay, now it's messed up our words here. We'll fix that in just a second. Oh, we'll fix that now. But we need to make our table full size. Okay. Because we've added another cell here, these are no longer merged. So I'm going to merge these two together. Get this monkey out of the way. Format, table, merge cells. Do the same here. Format, table, merge cells. Boom. All right, so for some reason, okay, our table is not fitting, so what a mess. Let's move this over. All right. And this vertical writing is fine too. That's not a problem. Okay. This right here, we got to do something about this. I'm going to drag it over. Okay, anytime we have a table that goes from one page to the next, problems are always created. So we want to avoid that if at all possible. So let's make this a little bit wider. I'm just clicking on it and dragging it to make it wider. I wish I knew how to get rid of all this empty space here. It has to do with the fact that we're copying from a PDF. Which, if you were to just type the words in, it wouldn't do this formatting thing. But I don't suppose you want to do that. All right, these cells right here are just waiting. So we can merge those together. Once we have all of these 8 ingredients mixed together, they're one entity. So they should not be separated with lines. So at this point, we have 2 entities, or 2 ingredients, I should say. We have our tuna salad here, and we have our cheese bread here. Okay, so let's go back to our last step. Control copy. This involves everything. So I'm going to put this here. This involves our tuna salad. Format table and our bread. Merge cells. Oops. I didn't copy very well, so let's go back. Control C. If I can do it right this time. All right. Get rid of this. Let's make this full size. Remove cheese bread from the broiler. Place tuna salad between breads to make sandwiches. Okay, let's take a look. One last look. It looks like there's some dark lines in here, and I don't know why, but that's okay. Maybe it's just me. Let's see, right here. Oh, yeah, all right, it went away. Okay, yeah. And that's all there is to it, I think. We can get rid of this. Oops. That's optional. And there we have tuna melts. Graphic format. No L's, because we're not really adding anything into something else. And that's all there is to it. Let's do one other thing. This is optional. Control copy there. There you go. And we're done. That's all there is to it.